It marks the beginning of Holy Week for Christians all around the world. This would normally be a time to get together, but obviously COVID-19 has changed that.
From the Vatican to local churches, parishioners united online. Local 10 News reporter Leanne Morejon has this story live from Miami tonight. Leanne.
And normally we would see dozens and dozens of parishioners packing churches like the one behind me on Palm Sunday. But this year, well, things are a little different. And until our old traditions can be resurrected, this is going to be the way it is for the time being. The faithful embarking on the holiest week of the year in a whole new way. With churches closing their doors to congregations because of coronavirus fears, they're now holding streaming services, inviting Christians to worship from the comfort of their homes.
We celebrate this Palm Sunday under unusual circumstances.
Archbishop Thomas Wensky offering Palm Sunday Mass from St. Mary's Cathedral in Miami Sunday, offering words to those who would normally find comfort congregating with others.
May our prayers bring us closer together, even from a distance.
Other Catholic churches followed suit by streaming their services, as did other Christian denominations like United Methodist Church of Miami.
We're glad that each and every one of you today have gathered.
And New Life Assembly in Pembroke Pines.
We hope that you are all healthy and that you're doing well.
Even Pope Francis celebrated Palm Sunday Mass inside a nearly empty St. Peter's Basilica. Normally, tens of thousands would gather outside for outdoor Mass. Instead, Pope Francis spoke to the faithful online,
Guardate ai veri eroi,
urging them to look at the real heroes who come to light these days, the ones giving themselves in order to serve others. And this is also a very holy week for Jews in our community and frankly all around the world. Passover meals no doubt will be shared using lots of video conferencing and FaceTiming. Every year, every Seder starts out with, why is tonight different from all other nights? Boy, was that going to take on a whole new meaning this time. Reporting live in Miami, I'm Leanne Morejon, Local 10 News.
Leanne, thank you. Meanwhile, a church in Orlando held a drive-in service as an alternative during the pandemic. Worshipers packed into Tabernacle Church's parking lot as members of the church, wearing masks and gloves, carefully handed each car communion kits for Palm Sunday.
Another coronavirus testing site has now opened up in South Florida today.
Local 10 News reporter Clay Ferrero is there live in Cutler Bay tonight with a look at how things went today. Clay.
Good evening, Alex and Andrew. It's quiet here now, but they were lined up early here this morning to get tested. We're expecting more of the same here and at other sites around Miami-Dade County over the next few days.
That'll give us a number of testing sites here in Miami-Dade County.
That number is now up to 8 and counting. Cars lined up early Sunday morning at this new drive-through testing site at the South Dade Government Center in Cutler Bay. It opened up to anyone 18 and over with COVID-19 symptoms who calls ahead.
Remember, if you do not have an appointment, you will not be tested, as well as a vehicle.
The number to call for this site is the same as the Marlins Park drive-through site, 305-499-8767. While this site is convenient for people who live in Homestead, South Miami, and Florida City, another site is expected to open soon here at the site of the Youth Fair. Sites like this one in Cutler Bay are taking 300 appointments a day, and Mayor Carlos Jimenez says if you show up in your car with that appointment, you will get tested.
And as long as it takes to get it done, that's how long we'll be open.
And again, the key, you got to have that appointment and you got to be in your car because it is a drive-through site. Now, if you need that number again, or if you want to find out a testing site near you, the number and address for that, we've got them all up on our website right now, local10.com. We are live in Cutler Bay. Clay Ferrero, Local 10 News.
And over in New York City, healthcare workers are preparing to treat patients at a new field hospital set up in Central Park. The 68-bed facility is run by Mount Sinai Hospital, which is located right across the street from those tents. New York has the most reported cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. and has more than 3,500 deaths.
The pandemic having an impact on those 2020. Former Vice President Joe Biden is suggesting the Democratic National Convention may have to be altered if the coronavirus is still an issue. The convention has already been pushed back from July to August, but Biden says other changes may be necessary.
Well, we're going to have to do a convention, may have to do a virtual convention. I think we should be thinking about that right now. The idea of holding a convention is going to be necessary, but we may not be able to put 10, 20, 30,000 people in one place, and that's very possible.
Well, the comments from the party's frontrunner come a day after the DNC announced its decision to postpone. Biden currently holds a sizable delegate lead over Senator Bernie Sanders. Both campaigns supported the decision to move the convention.
Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth addressed the nation today in a televised speech calling for unity amid the pandemic. In her speech, she promised the nation that it would rise to this challenge.
I'm speaking to you at what I know is an increasingly challenging time. A time of disruption in the life of our country. A disruption that has brought grief to some, financial difficulties to many. Together we are tackling this disease, and I want to reassure you that if we remain united and resolute, then we will overcome it.
She went on to say that this challenge is different because it's the first time it's affecting nations across the globe. Her heir to the throne, Prince Charles, was diagnosed with COVID-19, but is now out of isolation and he's reportedly in good health. Meanwhile, London police continue enforcing social distancing guidelines in an effort to contain the spread of the virus. Officers in a police van right there were seen patrolling a park, telling people who were lounging around to go back home. This comes as officials feared the beautiful spring weather would tempt residents to break social distancing rules. Also, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was admitted to the hospital. He's undergoing tests right now, and his office called the move a, quote, precautionary step. The Prime Minister was tested positive for the virus 10 days ago. He's still having persistent symptoms.
Well, a community near Gainesville coming together for a birthday boy who loves trucks. 20-year-old Gabriel, who has a weakened immune system, had his birthday party canceled due to the pandemic. Well, his mother came up with an idea to have a few trucks drive by their home, all for Gabriel. But once the request went viral on Facebook, get this, hundreds answered her call.
We expected about maybe 15 or 20 trucks. It ended up being over 200. It was overwhelming. It was amazing. We love our town, how the community come together for this little boy.
Well, the birthday boy waved back to every driver in the parade, which took nearly an hour to reach the end. Good for him.
Well, This is no surprise. The coronavirus pandemic putting a lot of Floridians out of work.
That's right. We hear from the state's lieutenant governor about why there are so many difficulties filing for unemployment benefits and exactly what's being done about it.